Today we're going to be talking about bibliographies. There are two simple steps to creating a bibliography. The first one is to keep the details of all the resources you use. So if that's a website, you'll need the author, if there is one, the title of the website, the URL, the date you used it. For a book, it would be the author and the title, and the place and year of publication. The second step is to provide the bibliography at the end of your work. The bibliography itself should be presented on a separate piece of paper at the end of your assignment. Arrange the entries in alphabetical order by the first word of each entry, but ignore a, an or the. So if you had a book called The Beaches of Australia, you would put that under B for beaches. Don't divide the list into different types of resources. So we don't want a list of websites and then a separate list of books. All of the resources or the references go into one list in alphabetical order. So this is an example of a correctly formatted bibliography. It's not divided into different types of resources. It's alphabetical and it's correctly formatted. In order to correctly format your bibliography, you need to use the online Bibliography Maker, and that's available to you on the homepage of Destiny. Once you've logged into Destiny, you need to click on the link to the online bibliography generator. In Years 7, 8 and 9, you choose Middle School, then choose the type of resource that you want to reference. Often that will be a website, like in this example here. Fill in the boxes, following the instructions on the page, then create your citation. At school, on a school computer, you'll see the link to Destiny here in your Favourites bar. But if you're at home on your own computer, that won't be visible to you. So the other way of accessing Destiny at home is to go to the library's web page, or LibGuides. The easy way to find that from home is to go to the college website itself, scroll to the bottom of the college website, and you'll see some quick links. Click on the one that says St Joseph's Library. We are now on LibGuides, which is the library website. The URL up here is also available in your planner. Once you're on LibGuides, there's lots of information to help you for lots of assignments. But what we want to do today is to look at the Referencing tab. When you're on the Referencing tab, you can see over on the right we have our link to Destiny, the library catalogue. Once we click on this link, we need to log in, and this will take us to the bibliography generators link. So we click on the login button, and your username is your normal network username. The password has been provided to you. Once you log in, you'll be able to see all the features of Destiny, catalogue for searching for books and websites, and information about anything you've borrowed. But on the home page here we have links to lots of resources, and the one we want today is the online bibliography generator. Once we go to the bibliography generator, you can see there are 3 levels here, junior, middle and senior. For students in Years 7, 8 and 9, the Middle School Bibliography Maker is the one that we suggest. You can see here that you can create bibliography references for electronic books, printed books, magazines, encyclopedias, and of course websites and images. So let's have a look at an example of a website that we will create a bibliography reference for. Here's a website about Earth's water. The first thing we need to look for is to see if there's an author. This one does have an author, but as we know, many websites don't. So we go back to our bibliography maker, and we know that we have a website with an author, so we'll choose that for our example. Looking back again, we get the author's surname and first initial. Copying and pasting is fine here, and it actually prevents you making spelling mistakes. So we'll paste in the family name and the first initial. The last update is when the website was last updated. Here we can see this one was in 2011. Often you need to scroll to the bottom of the page to find that date. So we'll go back to our bibliography maker. We can put 2011 in there. If we can't find a date, you can see that the bibliography maker tells us to put in N.D. The title of the article is usually easy to copy and paste. We like to do this to avoid spelling mistakes. The name of the sponsor is the name of the organisational company that is responsible for the web page. So if it's not visible on the web page itself, and here we can see that it's up the top here, Live Science, the other place you can look is in the URL, and it's usually the little bit after the www. So Live Science, and we'll type it exactly the way it is on the web page, so there's no capitalisation there. The date accessed is automatically generated as today's date, but if you looked at this web page a week ago, you should put that day in. Finally, we need to copy the URL and paste it in. We can then create our citation. The instructions here tell us that we need to select, copy and paste our citation or reference into our bibliography. It tells us to arrange the reference in alphabetical order by the first word, and it also reminds us to ignore any a, an or the at the beginning of the reference. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it into a bibliography that I already have open. My only reference in there starts with an S, so this one starting with a G will come ahead of that. Oops, just undo that, and I like to get rid of that space there and keep it all neat and tidy. The other thing we need to mention is that on your bibliography maker, if you make an error, for example, if perhaps you leave a field blank and try to create your citation, it won't work for you. That field will be in red, and it will remind you what you need to fill in there. For further help, you can always look at the example given here and hover above each of those elements, and the bibliography maker will tell you what you need to do.